captain of my soul and master of my fate. This is how everybody feels when they set off on holiday. But once in that stream of traffic, one realizes that fate is the master. Fate in the form of thousands of others, all with the same idea. This used to be my idea of a holiday. The bustling feet, the jostling crowds, the air of gaiety that some say is to be found only where people are packed closely together. A stroll on the prod, so relaxing, an essential feature of those 2 weeks away from daily cares. Sunbathing on the beach?
Sorry, standing room only.
And when the holiday's over, one can't get back fast enough. You see, one needs a bit of a rest before starting work again. Yes, that was my idea of a holiday, but no more. Now you can call me Captain, for I've discovered the Norfolk Broads. For my holiday, I am master of my fate, and my course is where my fancy leads me. My craft is mine to command, and I know no traffic jams. The roads are a smooth path of scintillating waters, and I know a freedom shared only by my shipmates. Call me Captain, and I'll steer a light-hearted course leading to new pleasures and delights, a course which takes us through miles and miles of sun and fun. There is a satisfying sense of camaraderie among people and boats, and no introductions are needed to find new friends. We all have in common that liking for freedom and the unusual way of life which our home afloat can offer. The windmills are a feature of the scenery. In many cases, just relics of the past, but a few do still work, and this is one of them. Haddiscoe Lift Bridge, and the bridgekeeper collects his tolls in a bag at the end of a pole. Up on the top of Burney Arms Windmill for a good look round. This windmill is now an ancient monument and was once a cement mill, a concrete example of how things used to be. You like swimming? Well, the water's fine and it's never too rough. And if you look after the swans, they'll be your friends for life. And you may get them to show you how to do that elegant neck movement while you float. Ashore at Reedham and past the Lord Nelson, yes, for once we'll pass a pub, and as our reward, we find the home of feathercraft. With a patience and skill beyond normal belief, the most delightful ornaments and flowers are fashioned from ordinary feathers. Delicate both in color and design, there's a beauty here which nature herself could hardly improve upon. Some of the feathers are dyed and others hand-painted, and the result is an everlasting tribute to the ingenuity of the Creator. as a complete contrast to the peace of the Broads, you're sure of a lively time at Yarmouth. A veritable joyland for all ages. There's plenty of fun to fill the day. And when you're young, every new experience is a thrill. A grand place for the kids. All kinds of popular novelties are there to keep them happy, including the Wells Fargo stagecoach. And for those a bit older, there's the chance to practice putting. And maybe one day, you can challenge Dad. If you've plenty of energy, you can use it on the golden sands. And if you've no energy left, there's no better place to recuperate. Ah, but it's grand to be young. There is always a fine display of diving in the swimming pool. And some of the divers are up to Olympic standard. Well now, you can't expect to win a fortune for a penny on this. But you might be more lucky at Housey Housey. If all the fun of the fair appeals to you, it's all here at the Pleasure Beach. Tomorrow, we shall be on our way. Ah, but it's been a grand day. Up early in the morning to make the most of another day. And before we set off, a word with the boatman at Yarmouth Yacht Station. These boys can tell you the name of every fish in the river. And if you want advice of any sort, about boats I mean, ask Jack. In the clean air of the morning, the reaches of the River Bure beckon, and we cruise forward to meet a new day of discovery. For the truly sedate way of life afloat, you can't beat a houseboat. Just the thing for a moonlight flit. Unless, of course, the landlord has a speedboat. The magic of canvas. Yachts as graceful as the swans, and a joy to behold. The colourful sails, the hallmark of the really keen sailor, the man who can sense a change in the wind and use every bit of breeze to his own advantage, to bring him the tranquil peace of a gentle cruise or the gay exhilaration of a romping sail. just as the fancy dictates. A riverside curiosity is the ruin of St. Benet's Abbey. This strange ruin was a Benedictine abbey and once a bulwark against William the Conqueror. Only the arched gateway remains, together with the last vestiges of a huge windmill which was built inside the abbey grounds. Today, the church retains its association with the historic past. For once a year, the Bishop of Norwich sails here and holds a service for the holidaymakers.
The grass is growing and the sun is coming, the birds are singing, there's a fish in the wind. Springtime, I guess, will soon be here. Well, we're gonna have fun in the springtime, see my girl. In the meantime, I'm gonna go riding, us in the sun. It's springtime now, we'll have some fun. The ice is melting, rivers flowing, there's plenty of time to do some rowing. We're gonna have fun in the sun. Springtime, come on, everyone. Me and my girl are gonna have a party. Invite everyone for miles around, running for miles over fields of clover. It's springtime, springtime, summer's bound.
The changing scenery of the river brings us to Horning, where the blue racing dinghies of the sailing club make a pleasing picture of aquatic activity. With the morning comes the thoughts of breakfast. And what of the captain's table? Well, there's just nothing like freshly caught fish for breakfast, and there are plenty here for the taking. You can try it from the small boat using your favorite tackle, or you may be just a beginner and would like to see how the expert goes about it first. The fisherman who takes the job seriously may not be concerned with the catch as such. His object is to stalk his prey like a hunter, pitting his wits against that wily, watery whopper. That's his fun, and he might spend all day at it. And when he does catch one, the fish gives himself up gracefully as he says, "Drop me mum a line as well and tell her things ain't what they used to be." In the village of Ranworth, we see the Cathedral of the Broads, St. Helen's Church. This dates back to 1370 and holds many items of great historical value. Among them, a priceless 15th century manuscript and some relics from St. Benet's Abbey. Inside the church may be seen a painted screen, dating back to 1485. But let's press on to the present, and that means Potter Heigham. To To get there, we had to squeeze under the famous medieval road bridge. The captain could lose his stripes here if he tries to make it alone, so for once we rely on the expert guidance of a pilot. Potter Heigham is a centre of boat building, where the backroom boys of the business turn out luxury cruisers, costing anything between £3,000 and £6,000 each. Well, I'll have 6 of the pretty red ones and wrap them up, please. Thank you. Remember that bunch of swans we got friendly with? Well, we heard there were some catamarans racing somewhere. Mentioned it quietly to our new pals, and the swan leader said, "Sure, Cap, me and the rest of the boys will take you there. Follow us." So they lead us to Hickling Broad, and sure enough, there are those cats. And how those cats can go, man. This is my idea of a pleasant day's sport. Smooth, relaxing, graceful. It must appeal to all who seek an escape from the world of reality. As evening settles once more, we cruise gently down to the harbour and there to enjoy the pleasure of an hour or two with friends in the peace and quiet of Hickling. Once more the morning is with us, and as usual the swans are hungry, and it's bottoms up as they breakfast down below. And here in Hickling, a dredger works full time to keep the waters clear of a strange weed found nowhere else on the Broads, and which, left alone, would soon choke this pleasant waterway. For thrills afloat, the speedboat is tops, and Hickling is one spot where these racy craft can be manoeuvred with safety. Sleek, easy to handle, these boats satisfy any urge you may have for speed. And as you open up that throttle, you can skim over the water like a bird in flight. And the speedboat has another job to do. It's a natural counterpart to water skiing. This sport is fun for the expert, and it's a game that can only be learnt the hard way. But once you're up there, oh boy. and even the expert comes unstuck now and again. The Norfolk Broads are the natural home of many species of wild birds, and famous artist Roland Green has devoted a lifetime to portraying many of them in action against this beautiful background. For more than 30 years, the artist has been a familiar figure here, making sketches from life and completing the work in his studios. He's a true enthusiast and welcomes any visitor who cares to call to discuss the subject he loves so well. Away again, and this time on to Norwich. There is so much to see, and yet the very nature of our cruises means a leisurely life. No rushing about madly for us. That's what we left behind. But even so, we've seen plenty, and it's all been just great. And at last, Norwich, one of England's most noble cities. Here the medieval and the modern go hand in hand. Here the castle towering over the city, once a prison and now a museum and art gallery. The ancient streets, cobbled and twisting, unchanged since Shakespeare's day. And wherever you go, you see the soaring spire of the cathedral, a city of beauty which attracts tourists from all over the world. The last evening, a time when, if unchecked, an air of sadness could invade our spirit. Our friendly swans make a last call as if they too know that all good things must come to an end. But across the water comes the sound of gay music, and this means a farewell party at the Waterside Inn. So, pull away, boys. This is no time for being down in the dumps.
Please help me to love you. You know I want to hold you. Why don't you make me feel your love?
It may be our last night, but we'll make it a night to remember.
I'm so doggone pleased and when I hold you, babe, I could squeeze. Don't let me walk alone when I want to take you home. Why don't you make me feel your love?
Captain of my soul and master of my fate. How blessed are we who can say we've lived by such a plan. And here, where people and boats are as one, and the magic qualities of sun, fun, freedom and fresh air abound, I have steered a perfect course of pleasure. So, from now on, call me Captain.